Hey Max, my name is Daphne. I'm one of the essay correctors here at IELTSpodcast.com. Thank you for sending in your essay for some feedback. Great to hear from you. And I'm sorry you haven't been getting the grade you want. It is very frustrating, this exam. Let me see if I can give you some help here. So bar chart, portion, I go proportion. Proportion we talk about. We wouldn't really talk about a portion of students, we talk about a portion of food. But proportions, okay. Enrolled in 10 universities, okay. Overall community in 2014, the amount of international students increased in the majority, while in Cardiff it decreased. Okay, furthermore, do you mean in total? I would go in both years had less. I think you need that to clarify exactly what you're referring to. Cardiff and Huddersfield. Okay, good. That's fine for your overall. In 2014, Manchester, Huddersfield and Glasgow, the amount of international students went up by 2% in comparison, whereas had a relatively small increase. Spelling that amount, and instead of went up, you could have rose. So you really want to add in some good vocabulary as you are doing this. Okay, rose by 2%, whereas in Brighton, Brighton leads universities, you have to say that. Witnessed, you could have, so witnessed, recorded, or registered. So at the moment I'm thinking vocabulary. You need to get some better vocab into here. A relatively small amount. Okay, most significant growth. Okay, nice. There's a Cardiff. Now, okay, so let's here organise it. So talk about the ones where there's been an increase in this thing, and then here talk about the ones where there's been a decrease. So you need to group your essay. So here maybe talk about the ones that are stable. What about the ones where there was no change? Cardiff was the only one what decreased. Okay, sorry, didn't see that. As for Liverpool's proportionalities remain the same. Absolutely. Okay, spelling and spelling. So with decreased amount of students in 2014, let's link it to something else, which was half the amount of Huddersfield, the second last one in the last, or least popular in B, place in the table. So what I want you to do, what I'm trying to say here, is group the information here. So here, group the ones that are going up. Here you're grouping the ones that are down and stable, but make some connections. So group and compare. So this is the kind of sentence that's really important. So you're comparing this to it's half that. Group and compare. Don't just tell me what I can see, because I can see it. You have to add some magic, add some value. So you group and compare, okay? So group and compare, and then add some vocabulary, and you want 4 sections. Don't worry about finally, just keep it factual. So 4 sections there, that's good. International marketing. This is a really hard essay. Some are seen as invasive and an intrusion, others argue it's a necessary and economical form of education. Okay. Opinions are divided on whether global marketing might be harmful, or whether it's is the marketing's, its educational aspect might bring a positive effect. Okay. Yes, I need to know you understand this question, and you, in the paraphrasing here, you need to show me you understand. So global marketing and advertising. This is really what we're talking about, is advertising. It might be harmful. Okay. In my opinion, I think having an alternative overseas goods on the market as a competitive incentive is a must. Okay. So be careful here, because we're not actually just talking about selling stuff. We're talking about the marketing, so the advertising process. So you want to be immediately looking at this word, thinking of all the words you know connected to advertising and connected to selling. So campaigns, billboards, social media campaigns, all this kind of thing. Think about advertising. It's not really about trade. A lot of people do talk about trade, but this essay is not really about trade. Don't worry. On the course and in all the work we do, we really help you understand the questions. If you understand the question, that is really helpful. So on one hand, on the other hand, I wouldn't start with that. And it's on the other hand, it's too weak for me for a 7. You need to have something more interesting. So you could have something like, it has often been stated that international marketing brings an opportunity for other countries to develop in different areas, and I agree. How do you mean other countries to develop? Not sure what you mean there, and you don't give me your opinion because you've already given me your opinion here. I only need your opinion there and then again there. Having best practice in trade not only increases the growth of an economy, watch out for articles, but also helps establish new links. For instance, it's highly unlikely to have a stable and firm partnership with neighbours if one has a poor economic state. Okay, secondly, overseas countries spread their culture throughout products. For example, yeah, that's quite interesting, okay, on Japan. But what I really want you to be saying here is that there can be positive benefits of advertising, so the products can be cheaper. People can be more aware of what's around in the world. Think of products here. Don't talk about the economy. Think about products and advertising. You might talk about Nike shoes being available all over the world, Apple computers being available all over the world, and the incredibly visual advertising campaigns they have, and how that teaches people maybe about another culture, another country. That's really what you want to be talking about here. Here, global marketing and advertising campaigns can have, and I would say, I wouldn't use can, I would go might lead to some negative effects. Countries that have left overseas corporations to work are more likely to have a budget deficit. Countries that have let overseas, okay, let overseas corporations in? Not quite sure there. More specifically, if international companies makes a product and pays insignificant taxes, less money will top up the budget. Another illustration is that filling a production niche by external corporations derives. That's very important. Right, okay, so that's very important. I'd absolutely take that point, but get it into advertising. So get it into the idea of, for example, McDonald's have a very big advertising budget. So we're using the advertising words. They can run campaigns with very powerful imaging, and that might be negative for your local restaurant or your local cafe. It can't compete. So that's what it means about intrusion. So we can use these words unwelcome or inappropriate. That's the kind of vocab we want to have. So as a tip, so there's a few issues here. Number one, task achievement. So I don't feel you've fully kind of understood the question, although don't worry, because it is a difficult one. Secondly, I think it's really important that you develop your ideas. You've got too much going on in these paragraphs. Pick one good idea or two really good ideas, but develop them fully. You've only got one sentence with your idea in. You want to have 2 more sentences. So if I go plus, and then your example, really develop these paragraphs. Same here. You're giving me 3 things, 3 points, but no development. So you need to develop it. That will help your task achievement and your coherence and give you a chance to get in some more good vocabulary, okay? Brings an array of opportunities despite its invasive nature. Okay, so don't repeat the words that are in the question. But you've got some good things in here. I just think you need a bit of guidance and a bit of help on knowing where to go. Otherwise, the danger is that you keep taking this exam and you need to know where you've gone wrong, and then you can progress, okay? So check out the courses that we do. Hopefully that will really help you. And well done today. Difficult essay, but well done.